Hey, what is going on, Bulls and Bears? Today we ask the question and answer the question: is money in the bank actually your money? Well, technically it's not. When you deposit money in a bank, it becomes the property of the bank, and they can loan out your money. Well, it used to be a 10-to-1 ratio, but now it's unlimited. They can loan out your money to other people, and they can also restrict access to your money via many different methods. Let's talk about a few of those methods right now. Now, let's talk about someone that had their accounts frozen. This is Wendy Williams. Now, she's a celebrity. She has a talk show. I've never seen her talk show. I've seen it on TV, but I've never actually watched it. Wendy Williams had her funds frozen, the access to her bank accounts. And she came out publicly demanding her money back. Well, guess what? She couldn't get it back because it wasn't her money. Now, there's been some updates on this story, and I won't go into that more. This is not about Wendy Williams. This is about how you can be locked out of your bank account for many different reasons, and this is one of the reasons. Now, Miss Williams said the following, quote, "My thing is that I've been asking questions about my money." And she put this out on Instagram. Amid her battle to gain control over her Wells Fargo bank accounts that have been frozen. So she says, "my money," referring to her money, or what she thinks is her money. Well, now this was a result from a mental health issue that Miss Williams had. And we see that a lot of Americans now are heading in this direction. We see a big part of the population now on antidepressants and other medications. So you can make the argument that mental illness and mental health is really declining in this country when you look at the number of people on these prescriptions and antidepressants. And when I say a big upswing in the use of these medications, we're talking big. Antidepressant use in the US had soared by 65% in the past 15 years. Now, that came out back in 2017. It's gotten even worse since then. Another recent study came out about a year ago, antidepressant rise in the US, mostly women. And look at this, nearly 18% of all women in the US use antidepressants. And that was between 2015 and 2018. It's gotten even worse since then. So basically 1 in 5 women using antidepressants. So how many of these people are going to get their bank accounts frozen? I say their bank accounts. Is it really their bank account? And you thought someone was depressed before getting their bank accounts frozen. Imagine how much more depressed they're going to be after their bank accounts are frozen. So pretty scary situation. If someone deems you mentally unstable, whether it be a family member or even a medical professional, you may not have access to quote unquote your money. Is it really your money? Please let me know down in comments. But it gets worse. Take a look at this. Robinhood froze my $2,400 account. How do I get my money back? You don't even have to be declared medically incapacitated to have your account frozen. It can just be suspicious. Someone at a bank or at a broker in this case could flag your account as suspicious and your account will be frozen. Right now, I'm not telling anyone to not put their money in online accounts or online brokerages. I've done that and I still do that, and I've made some money doing that. But the bigger question is here, is the money in these institutions really your money if it could be frozen at any time? And with Wendy Williams, I wonder if she would have had a big portion of her funds in silver, if she would have had the same problem. If the silver was in her home with her in her safe, would she have had the same problem? Well, she would have had at least access to real money, real assets, and she could have went out and traded that or sold that to a coin shop or a bullion dealer. The best places that I've found that will buy precious metals and silver are the bullion dealers. You can sell back directly to the ones that actually sell bullion. Now, of course, they won't give you as much as they sell it for. That's part of just running a business. But you can easily transfer silver back into dollars if you have to. Here's another story. Locked out. My bank froze my savings account due to a debt after a fire. So this is someone that had a house fire. And of course, when you have a house fire, your life gets thrown into chaos. And she didn't keep up with her credit card payments. And the credit card company froze her bank account or had her accounts frozen because of the debt. And this is two lessons right here. One, debt is very, very dangerous, especially credit card debt. This person likely is going to have to file bankruptcy, and unless she's filed it in the past 10 years, and she may not be able to file bankruptcy. After one of New York's worst fire in 3 decades, this individual's Bronx apartment was destroyed along with everything she and her 4 children owned. So imagine losing everything. You and your kids are out on the street looking for a place to live, and now your accounts are frozen because of unpaid credit card debt. So yes, the collection agencies can resort to this tactic. And in fact, there was a study put out here. A 2020 study found that more than 70% of all debt collection lawsuits, the creditors win by default because the defendant did not show up or respond to the suit. So basically, having debt opens you up to being sued. And unless you get it discharged or work out some sort of payment plan, they will come after you, including but not limited to freezing your savings and your checking accounts. And there's many, many other examples that we can point to where this has happened. If you have the wrong political views in some countries, they can freeze your bank accounts. And in some cases, no due process, no trial. You're basically guilty until proven innocent. So the moral of the story is to have some funds outside of the system. Have something barterable, something usable, even real goods and commodities that you can trade that you may need to survive. Now, if your entire house goes up in flames, there's not much you can do there. But hopefully you had a fireproof safe, so you can at least get your valuables out of the safe. And hopefully you had a good home or renter's insurance to help pay for your living expenses, because a lot of home insurance policies and renters policies have something called loss of use, where if you lose your residence, they'll pay for temporary housing for you while your home's being repaired or in some cases rebuilt. So have good insurance as a backup, but have some funds outside of the system. Many different reasons: mental health issues, debt that you can't pay back, suspicious activity deemed by the institutions themselves or someone outside the institution telling the institution to freeze your account. So be careful, folks. As debt continues to explode, you're going to see more and more cases of collectors coming after people. Hopefully it's not you. Hopefully you're not in massive debt. You always have the safety net of bankruptcy, so it's there when we really need it. And I think more people, especially as we head into the later half of this year, I think you're going to see a big spike. We've already seen it go up, but a bigger spike in bankruptcy, probably setting records like we've never seen in this country as the economic chaos, rising prices, rising cost of living continues to explode skyward. Thanks everybody for being here. Careful with your money. Big love to all of you. Peace.